Greetings, dear members. Welcome to this edition of Shin Africa Weekly Review. We hope you were able to receive more of Heaven's blessings during the past week. Let us take a look at all activities that took place in Shin Africa this past week on this new edition of your Shin Africa Weekly Review. To officially inaugurate the newly appointed youth leaders, Shin Africa, centering on the regional headquarters, organized a Youth Leadership Assembly on April 9, 2021 on Zoom with around 60 participants. The 4-hour session was broken down into 4 sessions. An inauguration ceremony allowed for the presentation of former and new leadership. Words of encouragement and determination were shared by both the former and new leadership respectively. The regional president called upon the youth to be like pure running water, while the regional vice president gave an orientation on the background of the structure of the Youth and Student Department, YSD, and International Association of Youth and Student for Peace, IAYSP. All nations were called upon to work together by establishing the same structure in their nations and to unite with the newly and former appointed leaders to bring forth the restoration of a third of the world's population. To continue with the blessing theme, Shin Africa is continuing with its preparatory matching and blessing calls for blessing candidates. On April 10th, the 2-hour session was filled with words of encouragement from the regional president who shared his testimony on how he decided to take on the blessing path, as well as testimonies from second-gen couples on the difference between marriage and blessing. Thereafter, the regional vice president gave a lecture on the theme, More Than Just Marriage, the Difference Between Blessing and Marriage. Mrs. Amanlaman clearly pointed out on the importance of putting God at the center of everything. Reverend Kadima expressed his parental heart by showing gratitude to all participants and staff and promised to show his support to everyone. On April 10th, carrying on with the Unification of Korea theme, the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace chapter under the Universal Peace Federation Africa organized its 4th webinar on the theme Peaceful Reunification of the Korean Peninsula, Role of Parliamentarians. In accordance with the think tank project, eminent parliamentarians came together to discuss ways on which the reunification of North and South Korea can happen. The webinar was broadcasted live on Facebook and YouTube. On April 9th, the Ethiopian-Korean war veterans Colonel Melese Tesema passed away due to COVID-19. Mr. Simon Amare, Secretary General of UPF Ethiopia, gives a tribute to Colonel Melese Tesema.
Known brothers and sisters, may our Heavenly Parent and True Parent's grace and love be with us all. My name is Simon Amare, the national leader of Ethiopia. I'm sure you remember this great Ethiopian veteran who opened the 3rd Rally of Hope with touching opening remarks. That was Colonel Melese Tesema, the president of the Ethiopian Korea War Veterans Association. Today, I feel so sad to announce the passing away of Colonel Melese. He's always been cooperative and helpful toward our unification movement. Last year, on the occasion of the 70th anniversary of Korea War, our beloved True Mother, through UPF, supported the Ethiopian veterans to publish their history book. This was Colonel Melese and the veterans' dream to leave their legacies in a book. Fortunately, their dreams has just come to see the day on last March 27th, wherein they launched their books thanks to True Mother love and concern to the veterans. He must be happy having achieved the publishing of their book. Colonel Melese always recognized our True Parents' achievement for peace and unity. Hence, he always been helpful in any of our events, especially through Father Sungwa's ceremony in 2012 and Peace Road. Today, we'd like to show respect and gratitude to Colonel Melese. He died at the age of 93, leaving a family of 3 children and his wife. May his soul be resurrected and standing next to true Father, guiding his people towards the Shin Ethiopia. Aju. Thank you.
On April 17th, a World Youth Rally of Hope will be taking place from 7 a.m. GMT and will be organized by the International Association of Youth and Student for Peace, IAYSP. The world edition of the Synergy Contest, Synergy International, will also be taking place. Everyone is encouraged to attend and invite as many people as possible. Dear members and friends of the Heavenly Parents Holy Community, may you all have a productive and blessed week. In order to prepare for the upcoming World Youth Rally of Hope, let us close this week's edition of Shin Africa Weekly Review with the excerpt from The Mother of Peace, the memoir of Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, our co-founder, in which she is addressing the youth. The years of our youth are the best time to dedicate ourselves to exciting goals that make our heart beat faster. Since our youth is brief, it is important to do this without delay. We don't want to be left in regret. We need to set good goals and know who to partner with to achieve them. If we do not live vigorously and create our own path, we will end up sinking into despair and envy. Some young people complain that adults tell them to work harder without giving them credit for the effort they are already making. Some become pessimistic, feeling that no matter how hard they try, they can't get ahead and that society is at fault. But they need to take an honest look at how much effort they have actually made. Complaint and distrust will not get us far. Young people need to follow a virtuous path of sacrifice, service, and love. Youth by Samuel Ullman was one of my favorite poems. I like the passage, "Youth is not a time of life, it is a state of mind." With a purpose-driven heart, anyone, regardless of age, can live a fresh life with youthful passion.